So today I'm going to be telling you about my three favorite instances of British propaganda, because I've mentioned German propaganda, and especially in the Third Reich, well, really exclusively in the Third Reich, but British propaganda also is quite amazing. I love the whole idea of propaganda, not the idea of it, but I love the execution of it, and I love its application in history. And it's just British propaganda has had some bangers, and let me just explain why. Okay. So let's just start with the most famous instance of British propaganda ever, Napoleon. Okay. Napoleon, people think he was this tiny dude. Or not tiny, but like short dude. He wasn't that short. He was like meter 68 around that height. I'm like a meter 70, 73, around that. So he wasn't that much shorter than me. He would be like around here, I guess. Yeah, around here. Not that short. And by those, the standard of those days, he would be average height. Even not tall, but average. Yeah, definitely not short. But of course, the British and Napoleon did not get along. Well, really, the British and the French, but in this case, Napoleon. And so they just did propaganda saying that he was short to try and decrease his global standing, I guess. And it worked, because now people really believe Napoleon was short. It's kind of getting debunked nowadays. If you look anywhere on any forum, people will always say, oh, Napoleon wasn't short, it's just all British propaganda. But next up, on the next instance of British propaganda, because Napoleon is done, because that's just that, is Kaiser Wilhelm II. Now, apart from Wilhelm himself, I love the nickname they gave him. His nickname was Little Willie. Wilhelm, Willie, and Willie in English can also mean male private part. Let's just leave it at that. The male private part. Male genitalia. Little Willie, Okay, good. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the best part of being Little Willie, but I just kind of used this as an excuse to talk a bit about the Kaiser himself, because I don't have enough content to do a whole video, at least right now. But the guy was so weird. He was so weird. He was like kind of a huge mama's boy, but also, he would make sailors lie down, like facing up, on the ships, and then he would just walk up to them, squat near their faces, like not near their faces, on top of their faces, and fart on top of their faces, and laugh. He would laugh, he would fart and laugh, which I find really weird considering he was the head of state. But anyway, to each their own, I guess. And then in terms of politics, we just don't even get started on it. You have Whole Place in the Sun, which is, no politics. You have him, okay, him giving, like, I think it was the equivalent of $500 million to Lenin and like the communists in Russia to overthrow the provisional government. And then World War One happened. Yeah, because he gave the money in 1915, and then during the course of World War One, when the communists were taking over, Germany kind of got its ass kicked. So, anyway. And then for the final part of my favorite and possibly my favorite instance of British propaganda, has to be this one. It's during the Second World War, and it's about Goebbels. Because I have a fascination about Goebbels. I don't know if you've noticed, but I was watching random news clips from a time, especially about gobbles, because I found a website that has primary footage. And I came across this one, and it lives in my mind rent free. I can't play it because I don't have the rights. I would, honestly, it is the best thing ever, but I don't have permission to put it on my channel. But let me just describe it to you. Oh my god. So you know how God was from Right in Germany. So they're talking about how there was this church, church castle. It was a castle that was really given to Goebbels and Right. And they were talking about how the castle is kind of like majestic, and like the citizens had given it to him like on his birthday or something to celebrate, how what a glorious politician he was, and of course to like acknowledge where he came from, this place. And the British newscaster, he's reporting this. He's like, it's a shame that Goebbels was born in this town of Ried, because it was like a really nice town, and now like the castle is like given to him, and we should, but it's a shame Goebbels was born in this town, because it's like a nice town. It deserves to be known for more than just being the birthplace of Joseph Goebbels. But he says, of course, it's a shame that the Goebbels was even. It's unfortunate that Goebbels was even born at all. True. But oh my god. They literally said, just wish that Goebbels was never born. Which honestly, same. But oh my god. That is actual British propaganda. I haven't read that anywhere. I've seen the footage. I'm not inventing this. I really wish I could share it with you, but I haven't found it on YouTube. I genuinely tried looking for it on YouTube and it's not there. But it's British propaganda. It's freaking hilarious. British propaganda at its peak. Really wish the Goebbels wasn't even born at all. I mean, it's not it doesn't have huge significance. It's not like the Napoleon one, but it's the funniest. I mean, Goebbels himself kind of wished he wasn't born at all. He did try to commit suicide like 3 times, succeeding in the last one. Of course, a little too late. I wish he would have done it earlier. I mean, despite my admiration to the genius, he was this horrible person. Just didn't deserve to be born. I mean, that genius could have belonged to someone else who would have done it for good. But oh my god, the British. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Because you have Napoleon, and the myth of Napoleon being too short, which is not true. Little Willie, which is more funny than anything. And of course, Goebbels not being born at all, which is kind of cool. And I mean, you have a ton of propaganda. You can't even begin to think about it. British propaganda. But those are just my favorite ones. The ones I've discovered so far, I'm sure there's like tons more that I don't even know about. I'm gonna leave it there. So I liked it. I found it interesting. And by the way, forgive me for not posting 2 days ago. I generally recorded the video on like the MCU because I decided to do like a different type of video. And my phone ran out of battery halfway through, so it just cut like 38 minutes in. Well, not halfway through, almost at the end. I was and again, I was like right at the end, cut, and I had to wait for my phone to charge for a bit. Turn my phone on, which takes ages. Record the end bit again. I probably skipped something. I don't know what. And then put the videos together. And by that point, I was already 1 in the morning. And usually, because at the beginning I did have to stitch my videos together because my phone decided to cut videos at 33 minutes. But it usually just took 20 minutes max. This, I couldn't even post this until like 10 p.m. because it didn't join. I don't know why. So that's why I skipped a day. I skipped a day like a few days before because I was getting my driver's license, but the next day, so I need to be, I need to go to bed early. But for this, I didn't mean to skip a day, so sorry about that. But now I'm back on track. And I'll probably take a break in a few days because I'm moving to uni. But until then, I'm planning on recording as much as I can. So yeah. Pardon my 3 minutes talking about stuff that doesn't really interest you. So like I said, I hope you liked it. I hope you found it interesting. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.